What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Loud one early in the morning. So yesterday I did a video on Lefty GunPlay, possibly working with a northern rapper. Big Hit was Lefty and Big Hit were on a podcast yesterday, or the video was released yesterday, and I was I had an idea of who I felt it was, who I felt he was talking to. I mean, about just by the wording that Big Hit was using. Um, and I didn't want to say it because I wanted it to come out, and I could be wrong, and I could still be wrong. But yesterday I was sent. Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna give props. I got to start doing that, man. People that are sending me stuff, I want to make sure I'm giving you props. And it was Rolando. Rolando sent me this through IG. He DM'd it, and it's Lazy Boy. Lazy Boy is on a podcast, and we're gonna listen to a snippet of what he has to say, and then we're gonna go from there. So let's get it.
I just fuck to hear that shit. That sound a little hard. But yeah, man, Lazy Boy. So how's it feeling right now with all this um, you know, controversy going back and forth and shit with the rap thing? Like, how do you feel about it?
Uh, I just let it happen and just keep working. Yeah, I mean,
Right,
I
right.
have fun with him here and there.
Yeah.
I never really been like the internet. I always been against that internet type of shit. But the only reason I kind of responded on that one was just because they're over here trying to shit on the homies, diss homies, and we don't really do all that. But I was like, man, I'm gonna go record whatever I say. I say.
Now, I think Lazy Boy is talking about maybe him and the dudes that he fucks with when he says we don't really do that. But the reality is, there have been songs dissing the South that go back what, 30 years damn near. So it's been done, and it's been understood that because there's the north-south thing on the streets in Northern California. But I remember, I want to say it was on the 17 Reasons CD where they were just going in on the South. So I know Lazy Boy's young, and maybe but he has to know. I know the Northerners know their music, especially their Bay Area music and their Northern music. So, and that I don't understand that part when he says, "Well, Northerners, they really don't do that." They have. Um, However, I have been saying that recently in interviews, it has seemed more like the guys from Northern California have been more respectful and more professional on podcasts, whether it be No Jumper or this right here. Whereas some of the guys from down south, when the North is brought up, especially by No Jumper, Adam 16 is a real life piece of shit, man. He wants to stir controversy, and whether it was Lazy Boy, Bands, or Big Tone, they didn't bite. And then you had Southern rappers, Lefty and Bozo, get on there and just disrespect the North. And of course, that we're going to say something back, right? But let's get back to what he's talking about.
But as far as how I feel about it, I mean, it's we're shedding light on us. They're shedding light on them. Maybe it's combining a little bit. I don't know, but I just keep working regardless. All I do know is I've never hated on nobody first. I've never initiated no type of drama.
I don't know his music well enough to know if that's true or not, but I don't think he dissed Lefty first or dissed Bozo first, or any of these guys that I think have mentioned his name. I don't think he dissed them first. I don't know, but I just want to hear what he has to say, and then we go from there.
Anything, I was hit first and then I hit back type. I've never went out of my way and said fuck you first.
Right.
I'll say it after, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like as long as you're gonna get it cracking in person, if you see them, then it's okay to defend yourself and say, hey, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
As long as when you see them in person, no matter where it's at, event, mall, store, whether you make sure you handle your business, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Catch the fade or whatever it leads to. You know what I mean? Because then if you're talking all shit online, but you see him in person ducking shit, now you look like a, you know what I'm saying, like a sucker. So as long as you got all your ends tied, I feel like, hey, do what you do. Just don't do no goofy shit or don't speak on too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
You know, you're right, because that's why a lot of OGs back off from that, because they know that they're gonna put their family in crossfire, so they just zip it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're just like, it's not about them like being like bitching up, or that's about them not just thinking for themselves or being selfish.
I was
You know what
actually
I mean?
told that. But yeah, I was told that not that long ago. They're like, hey, remember you got family, so you know,
Yeah.
just think about it. Yeah.
But
And that's good. That's a good thing. Whoever told him that was looking out for him. And I think there's been several YouTube platforms that have said that, as far as the rappers from down south. It's not fear, man, but shit can really happen. For them, it could happen a lot quicker because there is south and north in Northern California. Down here, it could take a little while longer, but it could happen. And it's just a damn shame for people to have a way out of having to gang bang and be on the block, be in the barrio, whatever, be in the hood, whatever. And then they get this opportunity and they use this opportunity to portray a lifestyle still in that street and invite those that are in the streets to come and test you. It doesn't make sense.
But I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about it. I think it's a there's a good side to it and there's a bad side to it. I think it's a good side to it because just like
The
back
competitiveness.
in the day, the competitiveness. I always wanted to see that. I think that's tight. Like that was an idea in my head years ago. Like, why don't we just do a fucking album, Northern California fucking lowrider and Southern California lowrider, and just go at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's really a great thing because you're knocking down doors past them and going over there to Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, all those places that didn't really pay no mind to us out here. So now you're knocking down doors over there. So that's positive about it. That's very positive, and the numbers are going to go up. And when you're knocking down the doors, we're right behind you. You know, we're like, okay.
That's
and it's in talking about that is true. If the Southern rappers wouldn't have got on No Jumper and mentioned these guys' names, they would still possibly be just Northern California acts, right? But then I hear, like, I've heard it on several occasions. The dudes out there in Texas, if they mess with California music, it's normally going to be Bay Area music, Bay Area rap, right? And the more these dudes can be exposed to new ears, the more likely they are to pick up new fans. So this whole bringing people up has shed light on them, and now the what is it? The rabbit is out of the hat. The rabbit is out of the hat now. You can't unscramble an egg. All these damn quotes, these sayings, but it's the truth. Let me finish this.
one thing I noticed. Like after I did the No Jumper, I noticed they start watching all of us. Everybody start going up. Everybody start having more attention on. That was dope. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think it's cool. But on the downside of it, it's like, but this goes with everything. We're not everybody's parents, so we can't be accountable or responsible for what these youngsters do.
Exactly. Yeah.
But a lot of people are going to be misguided, and a lot of shit's going to be fucked up by it. You know what I mean? Shit, but hey, we went through the ropes too growing up, and
one thing I don't really like is all the trolling shit in the comments. I don't never do that. I'll never go on like somebody I don't like page in their comments talk shit. To me, that's weak. Like I notice that side does it a lot more. I notice this side we don't really do that too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
definitely
I see people hit me up, and I
have to disagree. I think it's rampant on both sides. When Big Tone went on No Jumper, I did see a lot of people in there disrespecting Northern California. But I see that word scraps pretty much all the time. You know, fuck a scrap and scrap this, scrap that. I see that a lot. But I will say that when I watched the Big Tone interview, because I did watch about 20 minutes of it when he was on No Jumper, I saw the chat and I was just like, the fuck is this? Now, having been in social media, having been on YouTube for 7 years now, it took me a while to understand the profile pictures, the names, and even the way they type doesn't mean that's what and who they are, right? You could have a dude using the words "essen," certain derogatory words towards the North or towards the South, and it doesn't mean that they're even Mexican or even involved in that world. It's a troll that enjoys creating controversy. They're like the Antifa of social media. They want to create anarchy. They just get off on it. Some people, it's funny to them and it's a joke to them. And a lot of people that don't know social media really think like, oh, that's them Southerners doing that shit. Or, hey, that's them Northerners doing that shit. We don't know who they are. Unless they get on a camera, they get on a microphone, you don't know who they are. And that's like all the people that do that. Like I get trolled all the time, and it cracks me up because they're not showing their face. They're anonymous weenies, right? Corn dogs, undercover weenies, corn dogs. But anyways, let's get to the bottom of this.
See XP, I'm like, what the fuck you in my shit for?
Yeah.
Talking shit to me, like,
Why you even watching? Yeah,
bringing up some shit that some people out here say. I'm like, the fuck, you know what I mean?
I think I seen some in your comments too the other day talking shit. Yeah,
but I can't get mad at it. You know what I mean? Because I'll end up taking myself out. Because when I get upset, I be all dizzy and shit. Like, man, I end up taking myself out.
Tripping,
man, like I can't see the person. It's like,
you're never gonna run into him. So.
Yeah.
You know what I learned about the social media shit, and nobody can, and people would be lying if they say that, oh, I just been like, this is me. Like, I had to work myself up to being more thick-skinned about it.
Yep.
Because, like, when you see people getting there and they say, people, post shit on me about on YouTube straight up with the camera in their face, and I never met them in my life.
No, and I, I was having a discussion about that too, where, when I first got on YouTube, I didn't have beef with nobody. Nobody talked about me. And then it was about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, all of a sudden people were coming. And look, I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody by choice, though. See, that's what pisses people off. I'm a nobody by choice, right? And I'm not used to people talking to me a certain way, right? In person, people don't talk to me the way they talk on social media, right? So when these beefs started, and there are plenty of people that can co-sign this, I wasn't doing this whole let me get on the camera and disrespect. No, I was getting at people like, hey, Holmes, you got this guy's number? I want to holler at this dude. And that's what I was doing. I would holler at dudes, and then I would holler at them back, off of the camera, off of social media. And it was always, nah, hey, Holmes, nah, you know what? Hey, my bad, this and this, this and that. All right, cool. And I left it alone. I just need to understand, where's this coming from? And then I noticed like it would be like, nah, hey, Holmes, they didn't even like that, and this and this and that. And then they go right back to being abroad on in front of a camera. And then I was like, I get it now. It's just social media, And you look at these people's backgrounds that do this type of trolling, and they have no history of violence. They have never been anywhere. They weren't doing nothing in their neighborhood. They weren't doing nothing in the joint. And it's like they hate you because they were never around nothing that you were a part of or things that you did, And that's a damn shame. But no, I get it, man. For me, it wasn't that I had to develop thick skin, because I whatever anybody thinks about me or says about me isn't who I am. I understand that. It's who they've made me up to be in their mind, right? But I did have to realize that you can't just call somebody on social media behind the scenes and try to work something out, because they're gonna continue to do what they do. They know the authorities are watching, so you might as well just back on up and let them do their thing and not even acknowledge it.
Yep. So for me to go back and forth with them, I can't even. it's like it's not even a good fight because I don't know shit about them.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are. I can't
It's
even,
like they got the up on you. They know what you look like. They're
Yeah.
on a fake page, no profile
They
picture.
got these.
Yeah.
They got these punks in their DM giving them some false information.
Yeah.
You know, bullshit on. You know, so who's banging on false pretenses or whatever. But I don't know anything about them. So I'm like, but even if I do know the person, I never would want to voice my grievance like that on social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
And I agree with you when you say about the thick skin. Because before it used to bug me when
Fuck
somebody would talk shit.
yeah.
I'd be pissed. I'd be walking back and forth and like, man, how am I gonna get to him? How can I find his
Yeah.
homies? Like,
looking
but
like
now,
Eminem and shit on that movie. The
yeah,
Wasp.
but now I'm like I learned like, man, like it's just part of the game. If you want to be a star, you got to be able to. You got to be built for it. You got to have tough skin. So
Yeah.
now it don't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you already gamed up, but I just want to, like, if this helps out, the way I look at it, a group of demons, if you going back and forth with them, you're putting your horse in that race, so you're feeding them.
Mhm.
But if you stop, if you don't even fire back, then they're gonna eat themselves up.
It bothers them more.
They're gonna eat themselves up because they ain't got nothing else to eat.
Exactly. That's true. So, anyways, I thought that we're gonna you know, we can go a few more minutes. In my opinion, Big Hit was talking about Lazy Boy. It could have been bands. Because bands did seem more receptive when he was on No Jumper to doing something, getting on a song. He said, we don't got to be in the same studio, this and this and that. I don't know if that's still open, but I kind of had a feeling it was going to be this guy. It was going to be Lazy Boy, and Lefty and Lazy Boy would be on a song together. And I think it would be huge. But I don't care if it's Lazy Boy or bands. I believe it should happen. I believe it's inevitable that both sides have the spotlight on them and are going to grow. But the growth can be boosted if they just shocked the world and did something together. It would be great for them. I'm telling you, some people in the comments didn't like that I said it would be historical. It definitely would be historical for hip hop, definitely for California and the Southwest. It would be legendary to have two dudes that have buzz to them make a song together. I guarantee that song would blow up. Guarantee. The raza would get behind it, and it would open the doors to where we would see more of it happening. We would get better music. The competition would get stoked. You know what I mean? Like I don't see a downside to it. What is the downside? That some people who've never been around Northerners or some people that have never been around Southerners, their whole mythology they created in their mind is destroyed. So what? It opens the door for more people to get money and a better understanding. In the joint, they are not going at it. And those are the dudes that have established themselves as killers. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and keep this one as short as I can. I want to get this out as soon as I can. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor. Let's try to get more interaction on the videos on all of my platforms, all of my channels. Views are down for everybody. I saw Damian Porter talking about it, did a video last night. And Damon, keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and try to give him some advice, but you know, it's down for everybody. And hopefully you guys see that I've been putting out a lot more videos. I know Gunner's been putting out a lot more videos, and it's because we are trying to show YouTube that we take it serious. I think every now and then YouTube does stuff like this to see who's serious and who's not, so they know who to push. So when you got rough times like this, then you just reach out to your subscribers, those that are seeing the videos, and you ask them, just engage, man, leave a comment, share the video, leave a like, put a thumbs down if you don't like it, right? But just engage. And before I go, those of you that are subscribed, do me a favor, check your notifications, make sure it's on all and not personalized. There are a lot of people that it's switching on its own to personalized, and people are being unsubscribed without even knowing. And the last thing before I go, there are a lot of you guys that watch my videos consistently but haven't subscribed. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's show YouTube that my platforms are platforms that they should notice. That said, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. Hold on, man. I don't know why I always forget to do this. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. And I'm out of here, you guys. Doesn't want to end.